Good morning. Welcome. How are you this morning? I hope you're having a great start to your day. I'm Mary Winters, a gerontologist, the owner of About Senior Solutions. And this is a program called Visionary Aging, here to support you, to empower you to know how much you have at your fingertips to be able to enjoy your life at any age, every age. And we have a great show today. Unfortunately, we do not have Steve McCullough on. He does have a caregiver question for us that we will answer. We also have our fabulous Melinda on, and we're going to really dedicate this program to balance. And we also have Danielle Johansing on. She is going to talk with us more about her specialty and gait and how we assess our clients in our company in regards to that, and really supporting some changes to make some things better too. So stay tuned. We're going to have a great program for you. Let me go ahead and I am going to set up for our question here. So Steve isn't with us. He's with us in heart. But his question today that he received from, I think it was from David out in Chino, he asked, what if my parents need to go to the hospital? What types of documents or information should I have for them? And which is a great question. We actually keep in our file for our clients an electronic copy that we can scoot over very easily to the hospital if needed. But what we suggest you have, especially for first responders if they come to the door, is you want to have an updated medication list. If there are any kinds of authority or power that you have where you're making decisions for your parent for health, or advanced healthcare directive or a power of attorney, I suggest you keep those in a very special spot, along with if there's a pulse form that they need. But just making sure that you have their contacts with their medical conditions, their medications, and their insurance cards too would be helpful also. In a little package by the front door or in a special drawer. I don't like to keep it on the refrigerator. I know first responders will go there first, but I think if everybody knows where that information is, I just don't like having it splattered like, here we are, we've got the end of our life here that we're facing on the refrigerator every day. So I like to kind of tuck it away, but make sure that you update some of those things, especially medications as they change. That's probably pretty much the only thing that'll change somewhat frequently. So I hope that answers your question, Dave, and please keep them coming. So next we have our fabulous gerontologist out of our office. I'm going to go ahead and pull her photo up and talk a little bit about her because she is fantastic. Danielle Johansing has been within our office since last year, and she's just such a delight, and she's bilingual, which is fantastic. We've had so many clients who have benefited from her being able to communicate so well. She has such a wonderful grace about her, and just very caring. She received her master's at Fullerton. And for the last 15 years, she's been doing this work, mostly with nonprofits and community-based services. And she's really dedicated her passion to seniors through advocacy efforts and has extensive knowledge of interdisciplinary research related to geriatric disabilities, disease such as gait impairments and Alzheimer's disease. She has a special certificate, too, as a dementia care specialist, which is really fantastic. And I am going to share some really great stories with her. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her on now, if I can find her. And we'll go ahead and ask her lots of questions. And you can see how excited I am to have her as part of my team. You're going to love her. Hey, Danielle, how are you? Oh, I've got you muted still, so let me unmute you. There you go.
Thank you for that introduction.
Yeah, absolutely. We love having you on our team. You've just enriched the lives of so many of our people that we work with. I just love it. But I want to talk with you about balance and gait, because that's something that you really have such a strength in. And I think more recently you had a brand new client that you saw. And why don't you kind of describe what happened when you saw him? Because I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're there and you're making a difference. So share a little bit about what happened with our new client who you were seeing.
It was an older gentleman, and over the age of 65, and just note, he had some other cognitive impairments that went in hand to share that he does have some some gait issues. And what I noticed that he was complaining about, you know, um, pain in his back and extremely exhausted after, walking around the block. And he was a very avid, oh my goodness, he was very active in his youth. And so he maintained physical activity all up until I would say the past 3 years. And um, so that right there just kind of like was a eye opener because I want to help make sure that he continues to remain active. And then
Right, exactly. And
learning,
that's hard when somebody has that much change. That's a huge loss on top of the fact that they're in pain. The loss of being able to be active and do things that he was really used to being able to do. And I remember when you talked about him, and I just thought, oh my gosh, what are you going to do? He sounds like he's in horrific pain and with his back and his shoulders. And so tell me
right.
what you did next. I mean, you took a look at him, and I think you instantly knew what to do. But tell me a
So,
little bit more.
so I showed him. I asked him if he can demonstrate how he walks with his roller with his walker, and so immediately when he demonstrated it was what we most commonly see in the field is the walker leading our seniors. So they're kind of like hunched over and just walking unsteady, and his posture was already skewed and not balanced at all. And so I caught it right away, and so I immediately had him, pause and stop and you know, take a moment and brought the his walker closer to him and had him stand more in an upright position and
Yeah.
lower his, adjust his walker to his, fitted for him properly to his height. And
Yeah,
his
that
height
that would make a
was
huge difference,
walking.
huh?
He was walking with his shoulders up to his ears.
Oh no! Oh, poor guy.
So then when I readjusted him and brought it to where he's more comfortable and accurate for his height, he immediately felt like, oh, I feel better and I walk much more confident. And I'm like, okay, go ahead and take those few steps now and make sure you walk with the walker close to you and keep your shoulders up, with your chin level to the ground. And he was able to walk balanced and
Wow,
I could
that's
feel
great.
already the strain is different and I'm not uncomfortable anymore. And the family that was there also observed it and took note of it and were like, wow, thank you, we didn't notice.
Such a small thing with a huge result, which is fantastic. I love it.
Yeah,
And you said that his pain even was modified
yes,
immediately too. Yeah,
because
it's
he was
great.
having like nerve pain in his back. And so
Mm,
I was, sharing that the improper posture is already putting him on a strain. And
right.
and he had been doing this, walking in this position who knows how long. So now that we've corrected it, we're hoping that now that he wouldn't have that pain anymore, or at least start to diminish.
Life is about making things better incrementally, and you just changed his world. And it sounds like the family was so happy too.
Yes, yes,
Tell me, tell me some other stories, or maybe tell me a little bit before we go into some other stories. Tell me a little bit about some of the training that you have been to be specialized in balance and dementia?
I received training at Cal State Fullerton through its Center for Successful Aging program, and it's been a program that has been successful since the year 2000 and has been implemented all throughout the United States. And it is an extensive training, 3 day training with 100 hours worth of online education to receive certification.
Wow.
And we go through details of multisensory, of center of gravity, of postural gait pattern enhancement training, um, very detailed of what our older adults um, go through as they age. And
Sure.
then we took a look at environmental factors and stringent and extrinsic factors as well that lead to falls. And then so with this information um, created by um, Dr. Deborah Rose at Cal State Fullerton, she created a Fullerton Advanced Balance Scale that we utilize to assess for falls. And those this tool is assessing high functioning older adults. And then she also created a bird balance scale that assesses lower functioning adults, particularly for those who are in assisted living and have dementia
Yeah.
or memory impairment.
Really nice. That's fantastic. Let's share one more story, success story. I know you like to talk about Shape Up too with our clients and all those components, those 7 components to enhancing someone's life. Share a little something that you experienced with a client recently.
Who's the client? Um, oh, there's so many.
I
Um,
know.
I mean, it's an ongoing process too with our clients. So
Yeah.
I would say a good success story would be with one of our 95-year-old female clients who lives alone, and she's had in the past. I mean, she's always since her passing of her husband for the past 20 plus years has lived alone in a two-story home, very independent. She had her own business and her own many multiple businesses, and so independence for her is very important. And of course, with aging, health declines and impairments, you know, uh, come up, and so helping her remain independent as long as she can, we've um, inputted some recommendations of home care assistance, where now she is receiving supervision, where she can go out, you know, with a caregiver and continue to participate in life enhancing activities, um, receive geriatric care management, organize her doctor's appointments, and receive the care that she needs to remain independent as long as she can, and communicate with her family so we all know that she's doing well and she's thriving to the best of her abilities and her limitations. We got to meet her where she's at.
That's great. I'm just throwing in Shape Up here so our viewers can see what Shape Up is. And so it's really taking a deep dive at a lot of the different things that components of our life that create longevity. And so we have spirituality and living a healthy life balance. It's a big, huge component to our longevity and our attitudes. And she has the most fantastic attitude of anyone I've ever met.
Yes.
We know that those influencers who can be positive and we have a positive attitude, it can be such a huge game changer for people. And then physical activity, sometimes that's not jogging, but maybe just changing somebody's world with their walker and or just a little something with their food. We had a little lady, I know you know who she is, but she wasn't doing well on a pureed food. So they started really pushing the doctor to make sure that we could get some solids in, provided that she was safe. And we were pushing. They thought that she could be, and she's doing fantastic, eating her whole foods again. So it could be on a very small level, on a larger level. We become that united family along with their professional team and family members. And, it's really hard as you retire and you lose sense of your purpose to find a new purpose. And you do a really great job helping people find that extra purpose in their work or in their lives after retirement and after they start working with us. So I really appreciate the work that you do for sure.
Oh, thanks. And I mean, it's about listening with them and getting to getting to know them and gaining their trust is huge. And
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
that's very important. And nowadays, people are like witnessing in the doctor's office. It's just like, 5 minutes with the doctor, and then the doctor's like, here you go, with this prescription. I'm like, no, we've had some notes here that we wanted to time and discuss, and it's just taking that time with them, that their voice is heard. And
Sure.
I I take pride in that, and and so with my clients, I just want to make sure that they know that I'm on their side and that they're also included in making decisions, even though
Yes,
conservators that manage, but we want to just make sure that they still have decision making for their lives and not like that.
absolutely, absolutely, and some choices too. And yeah, I really appreciate the work that you do with our clients, and I know that they adore you. So it's a win-win. I love it when everybody feels good. So you know what, I'm going to talk a little bit about the oldest. Um, she just passed away, but the woman who lived to be 119. So hold on, and I'll bring you back towards the end after we talk with Melinda. How's that?
Okay, sounds great.
All right, thanks. So let's see. I want to talk a little bit about little Miss Kane. She um, everything messed up here with all of our little buttons behind the scenes. But we have Melinda coming on.
Hello,
We'll
good
talk a little bit
morning.
about balance. Why? Can you imagine being 119?
No, that's pretty amazing.
You know, I've been reading a lot about longevity and some of the interesting things that are coming out. We'll probably talk about that on a future program, but let's talk a little bit about balance. We kind of started our morning out with that. And
Yeah, I
we'll
mean,
get Danielle in later too.
such an important topic, especially if, especially for those who've been feeling like they've already lost some of their ability to move without fear of falling. Balance is a combination of the strength of our muscles and the flexibility of our muscles, tendons, and ligaments. So there are definitely exercises people can do at home that strengthen those muscles. The I think most common one is standing on one leg, and people can do that, with the counter right in front of them, or or somewhere safe. And you'll be able to feel when you're standing on one leg, or the other quintessential exercise is one foot in front of the other and holding that position. You can feel the muscles moving to try to keep the body in that position. And so that's where you can really put your focus. I think sometimes with our clients, when we're doing balance exercises, people just try to hold that position without putting their focus and attention onto the muscles and being able to feel the muscles as the muscles hold the position. And that's really important, because those muscles are what's helping us balance in that position.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of exercises that people can just look up on YouTube. YouTube is an amazing resource for balance exercises. And one of the important things is that when you're either standing on one leg or you've got one foot in front of the other, you want to then be able, if you can do that pretty easily, you want to then be able to like turn your head or move your eyes, and that really increases confidence as far as our clients, and when their balance has been affected and they're trying to regain that confidence of being able to walk and easily and up and down stairs without falling. Adding the distractions, so to speak, of different movements is definitely something to add to those exercises when you get them to a certain point.
Because that's real life. I mean, we have things around us as we're walking, and we want to be able to make sure that we can maintain our balance as those things are kind of popping up in our peripheral vision, and as we move our head one way or the other. That's great information. Let me bring Danielle back before we end our show.
Yeah.
And let's see if she's still with us. And here she is. She's with us. So we'll just talk a little bit about balance, and then we'll go ahead and take off. Today is National Arbor Day. I should actually bring that up too, because I know Danielle uses this with our clients as well. We have the perk. So today is National Arbor Day, and let's see, we have this great little word search, all associated with trees and National Arbor Day, I'm sure. And tomorrow is going to be, can you see what it says? It says something about International
Jazz Day.
Yeah, nice. And then let's see, I just have to see what Sunday's going to be too. It's April Fool. What? No. Oh, we go back to April. We got to get our May. Our May is on Sunday, so it's the end of our month. So I've got to get our new perk out. So that'll be exciting. Let's close with last kind of ideas from each of you about balance.
I think Danielle was talking about the man that she was helping that with the walker, and her comment was that he was kind of hunched over, looking at the ground, shoulders up. I think that if you find yourself looking at the ground when you're walking, that's the perfect time to really start committing to doing balance exercises every day, so that you don't get to the point where that you feel like you need to look down constantly. Once you start to feel like you're focused on the ground more than looking straight up ahead, that's when we really need to start the balance exercises.
That's great. That's a great thing to be conscious.
In conjunction to that comment, so as you look ahead, find a vertical target to help maintain that balance. So it could be,
Yep.
a corner, it can be the door rim, it could be anything with a vertical line to help keep you in an upright position.
That's
That's excellent.
fantastic. Great, ladies. I love the expertise, and give us a call. We'll see if there's something more that we can offer. We're at 626-359-0108. And Melinda, how do people get a hold of you?
Calling the Strength Shop at 626-999-4850 is probably the easiest and quickest way.
Sounds great. All right, ladies, have a great weekend.
Thank
Yep, you too.
Great. We'll go ahead and take off. And let's see, I've got my little extra. Here we go. Have a great weekend. Happy Arbor Day.